Virgo, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We are in the middle of Taurus season, Earth energy. Not a lot of earth right now in the astrology, however. It's been mainly water and fire, whoop whoop, or not, I don't know. It's been a little bit overwhelming, right? Like our emotions are just kind of all over the place. It's being fueled with that fire. People are popping off. You know, it's an interesting time right now, to say the least. And it's highlighting a lot of disconnects in relationships, in situations, in dynamics where there needs some attention, there needs a little love, a little TLC. Pluto also just went into retrograde. It's going to be in retrograde until October. And Pluto is the reminder of making change, right? It just moved into Aquarius back in November. Aquarian energy allows us to connect with things that are more of our wish fulfillment, our ideals, our hopes, things that might not seem so normal or achievable. It's like enlivening this energy of you can actually do it, like making the impossible possible type vibes. And it's because it's in Aquarius, it's highlighting where we need to make those changes and adjustments. And with it being in retrograde, it's going to again highlight some of that stuff for the next few months that we need to be mindful of, that we need to pay attention to, trying to find different ways, avenues, approaches of dealing with those people and situations. And none of that is easy, right? We feel like we've already been in this energy for a long effing time, and it just seems to keep going. No, and not that it is. I'm not trying to say that in a Debbie Downer type of way, but it is this vibe of learning how to sustain in this process of transformation. And the more we kind of plug energy into what is life honoring, life supportive for ourselves, that the better results we're going to see, the quicker also. So that's why I like to start off with an energy cleansing, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of those blocks, limitations that we might be coming into. It's a great time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. Great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are interested in more of a realignment of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating out of that space of alignment, when we feel good, when we're aware of our wants, our needs, that's when we're manifesting abundance, right? That's when we're actually choosing things that are going to bring us happiness and fulfillment. So I would love to help support in whatever way possible. Always definitely hit me up if you're interested. All that info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, collective, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama. All right, Virgo. So this theme of use your voice keeps coming through for you is what I'm hearing. There's something that you're not speaking up about. There's something that you're kind of holding off on, or, and I'm hearing it's almost like you're afraid to find out the truth. in a lot of different ways. It's not just because of what the truth is. It's just because of the clarity that it brings with it. The clarity and decision making that also comes with it as well is what I'm hearing. This is a lot about like connected to what this is saying is like your sense of worth, your value, how you feel about yourself, right? And for some reason that's being put into focus this week. You are the sign. Virgo energy is all about health and wellness in the astrology, in the zodiac. And so it puts this focal point on how you take care of self. And you know, like, is it benefiting? Are you doing it in ways that's actually nurturing, that's actually healing? Or is it in ways that are bringing up these insecurities, self-doubts, etc., right? Because sometimes when we do like self-love, self-care, it can go into that realm of apathy, right? Of like, you know, becoming a little lazy or, you know, it can just be detrimental, right? That value of too much of a good thing is what I'm saying. You know, we need to support ourselves. We need to have our backs. We need to know when to take time to rest and heal. But we also need to know when to take action steps accordingly, right? And you're in this phase where you are really determined. I like this because as much as maybe you felt limited around your sense of self, you're determined. Like, there is a part of you, whatever this truth is, there is a part of you that really wants to uncover it. Because I do feel like as much as it's scary what's coming with it, it's also bringing freedom as well. And I think you're moving towards some clarity that's really gonna help. But I don't know, maybe a little bit of ego, like ego not in a bad way, like not saying it in shade, you know, we all have ego. But I'm almost hearing it like a little pride and ego is getting in the way, right? Of like, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see what the tarot says. It looks like overall this week, as you are facing some of these challenges, you're still finding ways to overcome, to be determined, to have success in your pursuits, to not let certain things get you down, right? Like moving through situations with grace. It's hard to do, right? It really is. I don't know. There's so much, like I was saying, that's going on right now in the astrology that has been going on. Things are just wonky, weird shit's happening. So with that in mind, how do we navigate that with grace and beauty? And I feel like you've had to, like sometimes when we go through those periods where there's aspects of ourselves, of our character that pop up that we don't love, that we feel embarrassed of or ashamed about, you know, those are the times that we really just need to give ourselves that graciousness, right? But also recognizing that one aspect does not create the whole. And the more we live out of that guilt, shame, blame, the more we just keep heaping it onto ourselves. It's just continuing that cycle of feeling bad, putting yourself down, etc. But like I said, it does look like you're determined to overcome, and I think you're really working hard. I do see that. I see that you're dealing with things that are not easy, not cut and dry, that are provoking a lot of emotion. So it's also making it hard for you. Yeah, lots of water energy in this. So, and it's kind of just coming from this place of like, maybe not understanding or seeing the value or, I don't know. Let's see. It feels like a lot of water energy. And what do I mean by that? It's just like people's emotions are getting triggered left and right. And maybe in a way that doesn't necessarily need to be. Because it's kind of coming through as, you know, if you are provoking, and I'm not saying that you're doing it intentionally, but like whatever you are dealing with is taking everything really personally. Like it's almost like you're rubbing salt in the wound is what I'm hearing. And, you know, it's not, I think you're trying, like, I'm seeing it's not like you're intentionally doing anything. I don't necessarily see that. The Four of Cups is when we get so lost in our own world, we can become despondent, right? Like maybe we're not communicating as much, sharing what we think, what we feel, or, whatever. Like you're just kind of in your own world. That can also translate to depression, maybe withdrawing a little bit too much, etc. And someone ends up taking it personally, right? When they're looking at you, wanting you, needing you to be certain things. But again, like you have this desire to succeed. You are determined. Even if you're feeling down and out, there is this dangerous pleasures in your blocked energy. This card actually came up in the weekly reading. We've also been seeing it pop up a lot for signs or various signs, so you're not the only one. But I'm also seeing this as like overindulgence, right? Like making sure that you're keeping balanced. Balance is the name of the game right now. Because there has been so much water and fire, it's basically reminding us to not get trapped, sucked into that K-hole, because it's actually more detrimental than what it needs to be, right? Or what it ends up leading towards. And I feel like you want to make those changes. You're proactively doing it. It doesn't feel good every day. And I think that that's part of the struggle. I feel like someone is encouraging you to make these changes, but it doesn't feel so great at the same time because you're feeling small, right? Like maybe there is a lot of emphasis, there is a lot of focus on some of what, weaknesses or deficits, places that you wish you were a little bit more put together or whatever this is, whatever you're viewing in yourself as not quote unquote perfect or falling short behind, it's not even necessarily true, right? Sometimes when we close ourselves off too much to other people in our environment, that can also be detrimental, right? Because our thoughts can be crazy and wonky, and worst case scenario, anxiety, fear is like a really, a slippery slope, I'll say. And not saying, that in a demeaning way. We all experience it. We're in an overstimulated culture. And interestingly enough, Ayurveda is all about calming down that nervous system, the mind, the body, the soul, so we can see things clearly, because that's really what's coming out of this, Virgo, is the reality. It's the clarity on how good you do have it. And I'm not saying that, let me just clarify, because I'm not saying it in a way to invalidate whatever this experience is for you, this Four of Cups, but I think it's getting a little bit, the crosshairs, I don't know. The wires are getting crossed, and it's starting to infiltrate how you think, feel about yourself. And really, Tulsi is the herb of abundance. If you want to attract, manifest prosperity, wealth, abundance, definitely put some Tulsi in your home. But with that being said, it's kind of like, when we realize the good, we want to hold on to it. Actually, there was a weekly or a collective message the other day about protecting what you've built. And that's what I'm hearing. Like, you have something really good. Yeah. And I think it's just realizing that right now. And maybe you're just kind of going through a phase where you felt a little down and out or whatever. Like, you didn't have as much creativity, as much inspiration. Maybe you're just coming out of some of that. And again, giving yourself love and grace, making sure that you're not using it as an opportunity. Like, determination and success is fabulous and perfect, but don't use it as a mechanism to, again, go back to this pattern of invalidating yourself and who you are and what you've built and the beauty that is already within you and the beauty that you already do express and your life is expressing, because that's really what's bringing this element. I love that you're moving towards this tulip energy, friendship and gratitude. That is what's bringing this kind of level of abundance. I love it. Pelican is optimism. Pelican encourages us enthusiastically forge through life, resting momentarily only to embrace it in earnest once again. So you're coming out of this period of rest. You're coming out of this funk, whatever it may be, and you are ready to re-enliven. The mouse is confidence. Mouse teaches us that even the least suspecting fauna has great capacity. All it takes is self-confidence and an ability to remain calm and trust oneself, 100%. And again, that really just reminds me how when we let the anxiety, the fear dominate, that we're actually diminishing our self-confidence and we're not listening to ourselves, right? We're listening to all the thoughts that the worst case scenarios, right? Which may be, you know, pay attention, obviously, don't put your head in the sand. But this is a lot about trusting yourself, trusting your wisdom that is innate within you, right? Okay, Spider, resourcefulness, I love it. When Spider enters our life, she does so to encourage us to take charge, to weave every step of our destiny. We so often forget that, and it's so easy to do when the elements, the water, the emotions are heavy. You know, we kind of want to just bottom out or, right, like just think it's going to be like that forever. And this is the remembrance that it's not. And actually in order to kind of align with, manifest what we want in our lives, we really have to take charge of our life, right? We control what we can control and leave the rest behind. All right, Virgo, I hope this helps. I'm sending all the love and blessings your way. I know it's not fun, easy to be in these Four of Cups energies. So just know my heart's with you always. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, little TLC. Thank you for all the love, all the support you bring to the channel. No, it blesses my heart, and I'm sending love and blessings back to you.